Hi everyone, Hidesh. Now here's the basic position of pawn to 4e rapid engage. And from here, black will start his primary attacking line. And instead of just taking this pawn, it is usual that black makes an in-between move sacrifice here. Pawn takes, making the rook's file lighter, and then you go for the pawn. Okay, white has to take it with the silver, trying to protect the 2d pawn, but of course, here's the pawn drop on 4e. Okay, but basically it seems the silver has to go back to 5c, but if he does that, black can make a bishop trade and go for a 2d square. White will play knight to 4e, trying to make up a knight exchange and also this bishop fork. But black can simply take it, protecting that square, and after white takes it, let's promote. And there's a very interesting pawn sack on 2b, because if you take it, it's in the bishop's diagonal, so you cannot take it, but you can just go ahead attacking. Bishop drop to 4a, threatening to take out this gold in the next move. Yeah, it's gonna win material, right? You see the move, right? The dragon is here. So 0 to 6b, but here's a very good knight drop to 8f. Well, the rook goes over to 2e, trying to promote, but knight check, gold takes, bishop promotes, and it's obviously good for black. Or before promoting the rook here, you can block the rook like that, trying to let it go back, and then you can promote to 2c. There'll be this pawn sack on 2f, aiming for bishop drop on 2h in the next move, maybe. And if you take it, it'll be a bishop fork, so be careful. But you can play pawn to 3e, pawn takes, and dragon to 2f, and black is fine, and you have a very powerful dragon, and it's good for black. So basically, if white plays 0 to 5c here at this position, 5c, it's going to be good for black. So that means it's good for black anyway here. No, the Shogi tells us white takes the pawn here. Wow, that's great. Well, it's going to be a silver knight trade, so white is going to be down material. But what he's trying to do is he's going to now make a bishop exchange and also attack on the fourth file and make it into an all-out battle. And also look at the piece stance. He has 3 pieces and black has none. So this is a big advantage for white. So that's why he accepts zero knight trade. Okay, there are 2 options. One is accepting a bishop trade from black's side, right? Well, it's one of the natural moves because black doesn't want to let white take the bishop, because the king has to go to 8h, and it's not a very good position for the king. So usually black should make the bishop exchange from his side. But in this case, it's not thought to be good because after you take the 0 here, the knight will recapture attacking the 0, and white is attacking at a good tempo. You have to save your silver, and it's good for white. White is attacking in a good tempo. So, well, if you made a bishop exchange from your side, maybe you should drop a bishop to 8h again, attacking the rook. This is one of the Shogi actually. And rook protects there with 4c. Now black can go for 2d square. But here comes a very good pawn drop to 4g. Yeah, white has this move. Well, if black takes it with the silver, and bishop drop on 1e, well, it's a trouble. But taking with the gold, it's out of question. The gold is dead. So, it seems black is in trouble, but the best move here is actually silver to 5i. Well, yeah, of course, bishop drop on 1e is still possible, but since black's king is now safer with this hard castle, black can just simply ignore it and drop pawn to 4d. King rook runs, and black can just promote. The horse will take the knight, but the king is safe. So dragon to 3b, threatening a pawn promotion. And if the rook runs, he can take the knight. So actually, 0 to 5i is very good. So instead of dropping the bishop to 1e, the Josuke tells us pawn to 5e, blocking bishop. Okay, black has to take with the bishop, but silver to 5d, attacking the rook, attacking the bishop, and also protecting this square. This is very important. Black drops pawn, rook 4c, 5c. Yeah, the silver is protecting there. And basically, black doesn't have time for saving the bishop, because bishop 1e is coming. So black's gonna throw up this bishop, and then he goes for rook promotion. White takes the bishop, pawn recaptures, and it's no good taking the pawn. So he goes for the knight's head, but black takes the lance, trying to drop it to here. So very good move is white plays pawn to 5f. Well, it's a proverb: drop where your opponent wants to drop. So silver takes it, and he deals with another lance drop to 5d with gold to 6b backward. So if lance drop, rook runs to 7c, lance promotion, and gold runs. And it's a very, very difficult position. Maybe it's a little bit good for white. I'm not sure. It's a very difficult Josuke. So let's go back to the main line. So main line is, we go back to here, this position. So instead of making the bishop trade from black side, actually, the Josuke tells us the best move here is simply taking the silver with the knight. So the knight won't be able to develop to 3c here, right? So now white has two options, right? He can take the knight, or he can make the bishop trade from his side. And the best move is thought to be making a bishop trade from white's side. But let's see what happens if he takes the knight simply here. Well, then black should make a bishop trade, allowing himself to go for a 2d square. However, black shouldn't go rook to 2d, because here's the knight drop on 6e, and if the silver runs, bishop drop to 1e, the game's over. So be careful. So after this knight drop, black has to drop a pawn to protect the silver, and black loses material, and he can now go for the rook trade. Black has to accept that, and it's obviously good for white, right? A very good sabaki. So actually, black should not go rook to 2d here, and the best move here is actually bishop drop to 2c. Oh, and this is why I said white shouldn't make lance to 1b when pawn to 4e rapid engage is possible. Black can take the lance, right? Alright, now anyway, white will play knight to 6e, of course. And even at this position, black actually cannot save his 0 to 6f, because here's another bishop drop attacking the rook, also protecting this pawn. And if rook goes back, he sacks his bishop, taking the precious gold, and here has to take it with the king, because the gold has to protect the silver, but gold dropped to 3h, and white's better. So even in this variation, black has to give up his silver, and basically he promotes his bishop. A knight takes the silver, and he has to take with the gold. The silver has to stay here to block the rook. Okay, well, one Josuke here is pawn drop to 3h. Well, a very good blocking the rook and thus attacking the silver. But if black takes it, the rook gets out of the second file. It's not so welcome for black. He doesn't want to take it. So, yeah, let's say black blocks it with a pawn. Well, but black offers a rook trade now. And if black declines with the silver, he takes it and again drop it to here, forking the rook and the horse. So this is again a very good sabaki by white. So instead of pawn drop to 4f, black should drop silver, rook to 2e, and pawn drop. So this time white can't take it. So rook goes to 8e, and you take the knight, and black is up material, and it's a little bit good for black. All right, one of the option is pawn drop to 3g, maybe threatening to promote the pawn and force black's rook to get out of the second file. Yeah, that's one option too. It's pretty interesting. Now finally, let's go the main line. the very main line is from here. Instead of taking the knight, he makes the bishop straight from his side. Of course, because now the king is in a very bad diagonal. And also here, the gold on 6h is pretty much down point. You're gonna see the reason. So now white takes the knight here, and look at this. Black cannot go for pawn to 2d. Of course, bishop drop on 3c will be a king rook fork. Nice, game over. So bishop drop to 2c again. Okay. So you know the good move here. Yeah, knight drop to 8d, threatening a fork. So this is the reason why gold 6h is a downside. Well, black has to protect there. Let's say with the gold, well, not a very good structure. You see, maybe knight to 7c trying to attack the gold. Oh, I mean, this fork may be better. What else? Maybe he can go for the rook trade. And you know, black can't make this proverb, silver on knight's head, because it's going to be taken with a rook. Well, maybe black should drop silver to protect. That's a better castle. But still, the knight can come over. So it's very difficult position for both sides, right? So white indeed should drop the knight to 8d. Well, knight drop to 6e is not the best. Well, as I said, black silver is not gonna able to run. So white can win material. But this case, black can ignore it and promote the bishop. And this means it's attacking the rook. So, right, it's not protected with the knight. So basically, white has to sack his knight here. He should take it. And maybe, well, this time you can take it with the left gold, trying to get rid of that very bad combination of the king and gold, which is vulnerable to knight's fork. So maybe for white, it's better to drop the knight to 8d. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the major line, primary variation of pawn 4e rapid engage. And in the next video, number 2, let me show you another variation that is very important and very interesting. Well, it's here. Pawn pushes 2d. Black went for the pawn sack before he takes the pawn on 4d. And we've seen pawn takes 2d by white. But there's another option. It's very interesting. Bishop takes 2d. So we're going to take a look at this one in the next video. So thanks for watching. I'll be back with another one real soon. Goodbye.